In a kingdom where the sun never rose and shadows ruled the land, there lived a queen of unmatched beauty and power. She was known as Seraphina, the Midnight Queen, whose eyes held secrets deeper than any forest, and whose smile could enchant or frighten with a single glance. But the most mysterious thing in her castle was not her crown or her jewels. It was a mirror, taller than a man, framed with black diamonds, older than the castle itself. The mirror did not merely reflect the queen's face. It whispered secrets of hearts, revealed hidden desires, and showed truths no one dared speak aloud. For years, Queen Seraphina trusted it, confided in it, and let it guide her every thought. Yet one fateful night, the mirror spoke a secret so dark, so powerful, that it would change the fate of the queen, the kingdom, and all who lived there forever. Before we dive deep into this story, subscribe to the channel so you never miss powerful and thought-provoking stories. Let us go in depth. Far beyond the Golden Lands, there was a kingdom called Ebonvale, where the night never ended. The stars hung low, and the moonlight cast a silver glow over everything. In the center of this quiet darkness stood a tall crystal castle that shimmered like ice under the moonlight. It was the home of Queen Seraphina, known to all as the Midnight Queen. She ruled with calm grace, but her heart carried an emptiness no crown could fill. The people of Ebonvale admired their queen, yet they feared her beauty and her silence. She rarely spoke, and when she did, her words carried a weight that made even the bravest knights bow their heads. Inside her grand hall stood a mirror unlike any other, tall, framed with black diamonds, and older than the castle itself. It was said to be a gift from an ancient sorcerer who vanished the night it arrived. Every evening, Queen Seraphina stood before the mirror. The whispers inside it told her what no one else dared to speak. It revealed not only faces but also feelings, love, envy, fear, and secrets hidden deep within hearts. For years, she trusted it more than anyone else. Yet somewhere within those silver reflections, something dark began to stir, waiting for the right moment to speak back. Queen Seraphina's heart carried a longing that no throne or crown could satisfy. Each night, as she gazed into the mirror, she wished not only to remain beautiful, but also to hold the power that could make the world bend to her will. She desired admiration, loyalty, and love that would never fade. Yet the more she looked into the mirror, the more it reminded her of what she was missing: a warmth, a kindness, and the joy of being truly seen. The mirror, patient and knowing, began to show her glimpses of what she feared she would lose. It whispered about the fleeting nature of her beauty, the loneliness that jewels or silk could not cure. It told her that while kingdoms rise and fall, hearts can break, and the deepest power lies not in appearances, but in the choices one makes. Still, Queen Seraphina could not resist its allure. Every reflection, every secret it revealed made her yearn for more. Her obsession grew quietly yet fiercely. She spent hours before the mirror, ignoring her advisors and her people. The walls of the castle became her world, and the mirror her only companion. She wished to see the truth, to control it, and to make it hers. Little did she know, the mirror had its own plans that would soon blur the line between desire and danger and change the course of her kingdom forever. One quiet night, as the moon cast silver light across the castle, the mirror spoke words that chilled Queen Seraphina's heart. It promised her eternal beauty and unmatched power, but only if she surrendered something precious: her reflection, the very image of her soul. The queen hesitated, yet the longing in her heart whispered that this was the path to everything she had ever desired. With a trembling hand, she reached toward the glass. The moment her fingers touched its cold surface, the mirror cracked with a sound like thunder, and a shadow rose from within its depths. Her reflection vanished, leaving the queen staring at an empty glass. She felt stronger, more beautiful, and more powerful than ever, but at a cost no eye could see. The kingdom outside the castle walls grew darker, the stars dimmed, and whispers spread among the people that the queen had changed. From that night forward, no one could remember her name. The villagers spoke only of the Midnight Queen, a figure of beauty and mystery who ruled through silence and shadows. The mirror now held her true self, trapped behind the glass, whispering for freedom. The queen could not see it, could not hear it. Yet a part of her knew that the power she had gained carried a weight she would come to regret. The curse had begun, and nothing in Ebonvale would ever be the same again. One cold evening, a young girl named Elara arrived at the gates of the Midnight Queen's castle. She was small, with hair like autumn leaves and eyes that sparkled with curiosity and courage. Orphaned at a young age, Elara had wandered through forests and villages, searching for a place where she could belong. She did not know of the Queen's curse, yet she felt a strange pull toward the castle, as if something inside it were calling her name. Inside the grand halls, silence greeted her, broken only by the faint whisper of wind through tall windows. As Elara explored the castle, she discovered a hidden corridor behind thick black curtains. At the end of it stood the fabled mirror, taller than a man and framed with black diamonds that shimmered faintly. Its surface rippled like water, and for a moment she thought she saw faces trapped behind the glass. One of them looked like the queen, but softer, kind, and frightened. The mirror began to speak to Elara in a voice only she could hear. It told her of the curse, of a queen who had given up her reflection for power, and of a kingdom trapped in endless night. The mirror revealed that Elara, born under the same moon that shone over Ebonvale, had a gift, the gift to break the curse. Courage filled her heart. She knew her journey would be dangerous, yet she could not turn away. Something in her whispered that saving the queen was not just about magic, but about restoring hope to a kingdom long forgotten. The night had grown darker than ever when Elara finally faced Queen Seraphina in the grand hall. The queen stood tall, her beauty radiant, yet her eyes were hollow, shadows of the woman she once was. She moved with quiet authority, her gaze sharp, as if sensing the courage in Elara's heart. "Why have you come here, child?" she asked, her voice both cold and commanding. Elara took a deep breath, her small hands trembling only slightly. "I am here to free you, your majesty, to end the curse that binds this kingdom." At the mention of the curse, the queen's face twisted with fury and fear. She stepped toward Elara, her movements almost unreal, as though the shadows themselves obeyed her. The mirror behind them shimmered, reacting to the tension, showing flashes of trapped souls, knights, villagers, and the queen's own reflection pleading for release. The queen raised her hand, and the air thickened, heavy with dark energy. Yet Elara stood firm. She remembered the mirror's words, only sacrifice, courage, and truth could shatter the curse. Elara approached the glass, holding her reflection close to her heart in a symbolic gesture of courage. As the queen lunged to stop her, the mirror surged with power. Cracks spread across the surface, light bursting through the shards like stars in the night sky. The trapped souls began to rise, their whispers growing louder, calling for freedom. The queen's strength faltered, and for the first time, her true self emerged from behind the darkness. With a final act of bravery, Elara shattered the mirror completely, scattering the curse into pieces that glittered across the castle like 1,000 tiny suns. In that moment, Queen Seraphina fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face as she finally saw herself clearly for the first time in years. The darkness lifted from the kingdom, and the night began to fade. The once cursed castle filled with the warmth of dawn, and a silence of relief settled over Ebonvale. Elara had not only freed the queen, but restored hope, love, and light to a kingdom that had long forgotten both. With the mirror shattered, light returned to the castle, spilling through windows and hallways that had been dark for decades. Queen Seraphina, no longer the shadow of herself, looked upon her kingdom with newfound warmth. She embraced Elara, thanking her for the courage and selflessness that had broken the curse. The people of Ebonvale slowly returned to their lives, feeling the first touch of sunlight in years. The stars still shone in the night sky, but they no longer hid the hope that had been lost. The queen understood a truth she had long forgotten. True beauty and power are not in appearances or fear, but in kindness, courage, and the choices we make for others. Elara's bravery reminded everyone that even the smallest heart can shine brighter than the darkest curse. The kingdom rejoiced, and though the mirror's shards scattered like glittering stars, their lesson remained clear for generations to come. True beauty is not what we see in the glass, but what we give to the world. True power lies in courage, selflessness, and the willingness to act for others, even when the path is frightening. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next magical tale coming soon.